Welcome to another Personal Finance Fridays. Today we're talking about retirement savings and traditional versus Roth type accounts. Stay with us, we'll be right back. All right, traditional versus Roth savings in your 401ks or IRAs. Let's get started. There are three primary decisions you're making when you're looking at choosing your savings vehicle. Number one is tax treatment. Will the contributions you make to your retirement savings be taxed now or be taxed later? Number two, contribution limits. How much can you save in each vehicle? And number three, access. How and when can you get access to the money? First up is tax treatment. In a traditional account, your contributions are put away tax deferred, meaning that you don't pay tax on it now, but you will pay tax on it later when you withdraw the money from the account in retirement. The idea is to lower your current tax bill in your working years and defer the tax to your retirement in the hopes that you'll be in a lower tax bracket and pay less taxes overall. Whether that logic is true or not will take you many years to find out. To be sure, your current tax bill will be lowered because it's less reported income. But whether or not those tax rates will turn out to be lower when you're retired is anybody's guess. Congress can make changes to that anytime you like, and there's no telling what'll happen in the 30 years until you retire. In the case of Roth savings, whether in a 401k or an IRA, your contributions are going in on an after-tax basis. Now this is important because you're going to be paying taxes on money that you don't actually have in your hand. But the payoff to this is later on, after that money has had time to compound and grow when you've invested it, is that you'll pay no taxes on it later when it comes time to withdraw it. Next up, contribution limits. Now, any good financial advisor will tell you, save as much as you can for retirement as early as you can, and generally speaking, the best way to do that is in a 401k. Even in an objectively bad 401k, like one that doesn't have any kind of employee matching, you're still better off using it because of one very important fact, the contribution limits, how much you can save. Now, what's the difference? In a 401k, you can contribute almost 3.5 times as much as you can to an IRA on an annual basis. So even without matching, you can build a bigger pile of money for retirement in that 401k than you can an IRA. Now obviously, if you don't have access to a 401k, the IRA may be your only option, so you'll have to go with that. But go with the 401k if you can. The last of these big three is access to the money. When can you get it? In a traditional 401k or IRA, you can't touch the money until you're age 59 and a half at least without paying some 10% penalty for early withdrawal, as well as the taxes and everything that you would owe on that withdrawal. There are some exceptions to this, but those exceptions are very strict, very specific, and they're beyond the scope of this video. Suffice to say that accessing the money in a traditional account before 59 and a half is generally not to be done and is financially painful if you do it. Additionally, with a traditional plan, you must start taking withdrawals at age 70 and a half. Why is that? Well, remember, this is money that you put in on a tax-deferred basis, meaning you haven't paid any tax on it at all. So eventually, Uncle Sam wants his bite at your apple, and that point is age 70 and a half. You have to start taking those required minimum distributions, or RMDs, at age 70 and a half, whether you like it or not, and start paying the taxes on it, whether you like it or not. In contrast, you can generally access the principal, the amount you originally contributed, to a Roth account anytime you like. Now, of course, no financial advisor would recommend that you do this during your working years because taking money out of the Roth would impact your eventual retirement savings because there would be less money invested in the markets and invested in your other assets to compound and grow. But you can access it with no penalty whatsoever because you've already paid the taxes. Now, as a bonus, there are no required minimum distributions for Roth accounts, so even at age 70 and a half, you can leave it in there if you don't need it yet. So that's a quick rundown of traditional versus Roth in your retirement savings accounts. Remember, there's all sorts of specific details that might apply to you in your particular situation. So always consult with a fee-only advisor in your local area that can help you navigate around those questions that are specific to you. What we've covered here is very, very general and in no way represents the detail to which these topics can go. As always, if you like what you've seen, please hit like and subscribe to the channel so you can keep getting updates on the new ones that we post. Feel free to share them with your friends or on your other social media channels. And of course, in the comments below, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like us to cover in future videos, please feel free to ask and we'll see what we can do. That's it for today, everybody. Have a great weekend. See you next time.